Hello, this is Lars, and I'm back with another new to crypto, new to DeFi video. This is number 8 in the series, and it's for the content here at the DeFiStandard.com, where you'll find all the research and the teaching of Mickey B. Fresh and Patty XRP, who puts this website together. In video 7, I talked about the Flare network and the two sides of the Flare network, the FAsset side and the FTSO pricing side. Today, kind of more the practical piece of FAssets and your participation in them. So if you haven't watched number 7, I probably recommend that you'd go back and do that. And now a little bit about the FAssets and how to use them. So as we said in the previous video, the Flare network has this side or this capacity to bring on assets, to bring value onto the network. So if you have an asset that that Flare has built a bridge to, like FXRP, and currently here, kind of almost in mid-April of 2021, Doge, Litecoin, XLM. If you have one of those assets, when the network goes live, you're going to be able, if you wish, to bring them over to the Flare network as FAssets. And that's what I want to talk about, that process. As I spoke about in the last video, many other assets are going to become eligible to become FAssets. Just a note, until the network launches, Flare Limited, the company that put all this together, the British company, they are making decisions about which other assets can become FAssets. Once the network goes live, that will be decided by the governance vote, and there's one vote for each Spark token, for each Flare token. And I'll go into that in another video, but governance is a major feature of the decentralization and the choices made here on the Flare network. But let's assume you have an asset that can become an FAsset. So one of the pieces we currently don't know, it's something there's a lot of questions about, is how exactly will this process happen? What will be the buttons you push? So wallets are being developed now that are going to allow this to be an easy process. And you're going to actually, if you have your tokens over on a ledger like a Ledger Nano or something like that, you'll actually be able to keep them there if you want. There's going to be different options. But what you will do is you will choose to mint FAssets from your native asset. I'm going to use the example XRP. So let's say you have 1,000 XRP and you want to make them into an FAsset. It's going to become called FXRP. So you're going to mint your XRP and you're going to create FXRP. When that happens, we're just going to probably just be pushing a button to make that happen. When we do, we are accepting the creation fee. It's currently initially set at 5%. That again is going to be a governance decision, but it's starting out at 5%. So that means you have these 1,000 XRP. You've said, gosh, I want to get on the Flare network so that I have smart contract capability, so that it's trustlessly backed by Spark token, Flare token. I want to do that. So you press whatever button it's going to be to do that. Your 1,000 XRP, they're going to take a 5% creation fee. So that would be 50 XRP. And this process is happening via an agent process. And this is one of the confusions that I want to clear up, because like we think of an agent as a person, like 007 or something like that, right? An agent as a person. But an agent can also be an action, that which causes something. And here on the Flare network, that agent is going to be much more of an autonomous function program that will be done. And so what the agent is going to do, the agent will receive a 5% fee for converting your XRP to FXRP. They're now going to have those XRP, the agent, and We don't know exactly like what the terms are for agents being able to use those XRP. But in return for getting those 5%, the agent function will now back or collateralize your XRP with 2.5 times the value in Spark or in Flare. That's the same thing. They call it the Spark token or the Flare token, FLR. So that's one of the benefits of minting your native token, XRP, into FXRP, is that you're going to be backed by or collateralized with 2.5 times the value in Spark. Now that too, the 2.5 times is a governance vote and may be adjusted over time. Okay, again, we'll get into the governance later. So your backing is 2.5 times. Now, you, the person bringing the XRP over, you don't need to worry about the agent function. Okay, this is a point of confusion for a lot of us. It was for me until I finally understood it. We don't do, if I'm the person bringing the XRP over, I don't have anything to do with the agenting function. Okay, the agent is going to provide 2.5 times the value of the FAsset being brought over, the XRP. Okay, but the agent is responsible for that. You do not need to provide both sides of this function. The agent provides the FLR, the Flare, the Spark. We provide the native asset from the blockchain that we're making an FAsset from, in this case, XRP. Okay? It's a really important distinction. People are thinking, do I have to buy both Flare and the native asset to make FAssets? No. The agenting function will take care of that for us. It's more complicated than just a person signing up to be an agent. It's a function that's going to happen. Will people be involved in it? Yes. We don't know the details of that. Those are still coming out. For us who have the native asset like XRP, what we need to choose is whether or not we want to make FXRP. Do we want to pay that 5% creation fee? If you do choose to do this, there's a guarantee that the value of your FAsset will always be exactly the same as the native asset that you're bringing over. So the value of FXRP is always 1-to-1 the same as XRP. Now that's important because if XRP appreciates in value a lot, some of us have bought XRP with that expectation. If we make FXRP will appreciate exactly the same. This goes for if you have FDoge, FLitecoin, FXLM, or whatever else it is. The value between the FAsset and the original asset is always maintained 1-to-1. So what do you get by making an FAsset, FXRP? Well, now FXRP has smart contract capabilities. So before, XRP was being used over on the XRP ledger to move assets around as a bridge currency. We who were investing in it basically were investing so that we could get value out of the appreciation in XRP. We'll still do that when we have FXRP, but your FXRP can now be used like over in the Flare Finance blockchain. You can put it into DeFi protocols, or it can be used with Trustline, making a stable coin and the Probity Bank Vault that's coming out. So now you will be able to earn on your FAssets in a way that we previously weren't able to do with XRP. Okay, there's also a guarantee that you can take your FXRP if you want to go back to the native chain and convert it back to XRP for just a small processing fee. And that's a very small fee, maybe 0.5% or something like that, also set by governance. But if you ever want to convert your FXRP back to XRP, that's a simple, guaranteed, and easy process. All right, so that's kind of the process of it. Now, The other piece that's really interesting to a lot of us is the rewards pool, the rewards program when we mint FAssets. Now, in the beginning, this will probably be an enormous reward that's given to those who mint FAssets. So there's 20 billion flare, spark, that have been put into the FAsset reward pool. And it's expected, not certain, but expected that those might be handed out at the rate of 0.1% or 0.2% per day to those who are minting FAssets. In the beginning, there will be the fewest, smallest amount of FAssets that have been made. So those daily rewards, those high daily rewards, right? A 20 billion spark reward pool. That's a fifth of all of the flare tokens, FLR, in existence are put into this pool. And a certain percentage of that is going to be rewarded every day. So those of us who know about this now, it's like, wow, I want to mint my FAssets as quickly as possible so I can start getting those rewards. One, you're going to be getting them for a longer period, but two, you're going to be getting them when you're one of the first players that's in this pool of FAssets. And there will be fewer FAssets there. You'll get a greater percentage of that pool. And all we need to do is mint our tokens, XRP, Doge, or XLM. Litecoin, a little bit different. It has a separate pool. I'm not going to get into that. Mickey's covered that. So if you have Litecoin, you want to find out about that. But any of these other FAssets, they go into this reward pool or eligible to be rewarded by this pool. Okay, so that's the reward system. Over on the Telegram, we are looking into the variables that go into the distribution of these assets. We don't know the specific amount of each of the variables, but we're pretty clear about what the variables are. And if you make assumptions, you can kind of see what what the rewards are going to be over time. And depending on the actual values, of course, those will change. But I do want to invite and recommend that everybody becomes a part of Mickey B. Fresh's Patreon group. And the reason for that is that the implications of owning XRP and FLR and DFlare, which becomes YFlare, and YFin over at the Flare Finance Network, and the RA stablecoin over at the Trustline application that's being built, and all these many different things. The implications for us financially are enormous. And knowing how these systems work so that you can make decisions that are going to benefit you is potentially life-changing. So for me, I trying my best to share this information on a beginning level. Mickey's doing incredible work along with Patty XRP here at the DeFi Standard and on the YouTubes to get this information out in a very compelling, complete way for understanding. So if this is something that you are invested in, I definitely recommend learning as much as you possibly can about it. Hopefully this introduction to the FAssets, like how you mint them, the role of the agents, and the rewards pool that's been set up to reward this process are a little bit clear to you. And when you look at the percentages, something that's going to happen is you're going to be like, most people are saying, that's unbelievable. And I just want to close by saying our good fortune is to be in the way of those incredible percentages. Because the goal of Flare is not to figure out how much they need to reward us, what percentage they need to pay to incentivize us. No, their goal is to bootstrap a network. They have 100 billion tokens. They need those in play, in action, circulating, doing the work of the network, of gathering value and of pricing things against each other. So they have set aside something like 35 billion or 40 billion tokens for the initial airdrop to XRP holders. And now they've set aside an additional 20 billion FLR, Flare tokens, to incentivize the bringing on of the initial assets onto the Flare network. Eventually, this rewards pool will diminish, and it won't ever actually completely go away, but it's going to diminish over time, and it's going to be spread out over a lot more value. So there's going to be less and less reward percentage that goes to the assets. But in the beginning, because this is their goal, to incentivize, to bootstrap, to start up this network, those rewards are going to be enormous. Whatever you can do to learn about it, figure out, position yourself in the proper place will be totally worth it. Okay, this was a video on the FAssets. In the next one, I want to look at the second part of the Flare network, which is the FTSO, the Flare Time Series Oracle, in its most basic understanding. It's a pricing mechanism for all of these different assets that are being brought on, and talk about how that's done, the rewards that are there for us, and how we can participate. All right, hope this was a little bit helpful. Look forward to the comments that you're providing in the bottom, and what we all need to know. And once you get a little bit of a feel here, you're going to want to dig into all of the videos that Mickey B. Fresh has been creating about the XRP Ledger, the Flare Network, Flare Finance, Trustline app, Probity Vault, all these different things that we get to be a part of. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.